It is 6:50 back here this Monday with your Sunrise Smart Start before you head out this morning. And some breaking updates from a scene overnight. A man is in the hospital after he was hit by a car on the west side of Rochester. That happened just before 10 o'clock at Mount Reed Boulevard and J Street. When officers got there, they found the man in his 30s down on the road. He's in the hospital with injuries described as life-threatening. RPD says he was standing in the street when a driver going northbound on Mount Reed hit him. Police say that driver stopped and stayed on scene and is cooperating. No tickets or charges are expected. Happening today, there's a plea hearing scheduled for the driver in a deadly tour bus crash last summer on the state thruway. Prosecutors say Ben Shaw was driving this bus that rolled over on 90 near Pembroke in August, killing 5 people and injuring many others. According to documents from the federal investigation, the driver says he bent down to throw away a water bottle that was rolling around his feet, but the bottle bounced out of the trash can, leading him to lose control. Shaw previously pleaded not guilty to manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. His plea hearing scheduled this afternoon is in Genesee County at 2:30. The reaction we have to the violence from the weekend during the holiday on Rochester's East End. Multiple shootings just blocks apart, 7 victims shot, 1 stabbed, all of that very early Sunday. Ron Spitzer is live in that area, East and Alexander, to take us through what happened on those blocks. Ron.
Brennan, right now we can share that those victims taken to the hospital are expected to live. Now, RPD says that officers were nearby for 4th of July celebrations when they heard the gunfire and rushed over to this area. They do say that those shootings are connected and more than 50 shots were fired during that chaotic scene. Once on scene just after midnight Sunday, RPD found 3 victims between 12 and 18 years old shot and a 16-year-old stabbed. Shortly after, they found 4 more victims shot on East Ave near South Union Street. During the call, police say they spotted 2 men getting into a car and they appear to be armed. During a traffic stop, they arrested 28-year-old Janelle Williams and 29-year-old Larry Dillon, along with a 17-year-old driver from another car. They are facing gun charges. As there are still many questions to be answered, police add with multiple victims, this could be a lengthy process. Neighbors still reacting to what happened.
It's always been fine, but when the sun goes down, so that's usually when things go down, and that's the hard part.
The obvious question becomes, what was their involvement in the shooting? And that's something we're still working on. It's a lot of people to debrief, a lot of people to interview with the victims. So our detectives from both our criminal investigation section and our major crimes unit are both working this case and are both working on it.
Evans releasing a statement saying that this is why he maintains the gun violence state of emergency order, saying that despite continued efforts of the administration and law enforcement partners, that people are still able to obtain illegal guns and use them. Brennan.
Ron, thank you. So that was on the East End. Another case from the 4th of July weekend. RPD needs help finding suspects in the shooting of a 25-year-old man. That happened Saturday night, a little before midnight, at Texas and Child Streets. The victim did make it to the hospital. He is expected to live. Monroe County's DA, Brian Green, sent out a statement following what happened throughout the weekend, saying with 8 individuals shot in total, including juveniles, and another victim stabbed, these acts of violence are concerning and being taken seriously by his office and law enforcement. Green goes on to say protecting the public remains the highest priority, and they are committed to making sure that those responsible face the full consequences of the law for their actions. You can read more from the mayor's office, City Hall, and the DA over at RochesterFirst.com. Similar scenes in Buffalo as well, and there today the police commissioner will speak more about multiple shootings overnight Saturday or into the early hours Sunday morning. There are at least 12 victims in Buffalo from 6 different shooting calls. No confirmation yet on the specific locations of all these incidents, but for one, there was a heavy police and emergency presence near the area of East Delavan Avenue and Grider Street. The head of the Buffalo Police Union says one of these shootings happened near the home of an officer.
We had an officer respond to a call in his neighborhood. It was an unruly crowd. They recognized him from the crowd, and then they targeted his house. And there was a call there, and there was a shots fired call there. We don't know whether or not his house was actually shot, but his windows were shattered and his family was left fearing for their lives.
It's unclear whether that call is connected to the 6 already named by the police department. The union says the increase in violence highlights the need for more officers within the department's ranks. Looking ahead, President Trump goes to Turkey this week for the NATO summit. The fragile ceasefire with Iran and the U.S. is still holding. Allies, though, are expected to discuss the future of the Middle East as well as what's happening with the Strait of Hormuz. A senior U.S. official says NATO allies have offered to help keep traffic flowing in the waterway, but says many of those nations do not have enough maritime capabilities. One major priority, they say, at this year's summit is making sure allies live up to their commitment of defense. The president will have a bilateral meeting with Ukraine's leader Wednesday. The senior administration official says the president feels the urgency to stop the war between Russia and Ukraine and hopes to use this talk as a way to try to mediate a peace deal. Coming up tonight at the World Cup, the U.S. will face off against Belgium, a round of 16 knockout game. Sunday, the team received word one of its star players, Flo Balogun, will be out there. He can play after previously being banned because of a red card he received in last week's game against Bosnia-Herzegovina. His suspension was lifted by FIFA after President Trump intervened on his behalf in a move that has outraged Belgium's team, the fan base, as well as the governing body for European soccer. Eventually, we'll get to the match, and if you're writing the storybook, he gets a goal, right? You have that story.
That's how we do it in this country. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you never know what happens with FIFA. Or the ref can just blow the whistle, start the match. Red.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's true. You never know. They would just add to the drama now, wouldn't it?
Just have this game be on the up and up, please, tonight. Yeah,
that's right. If you're asking about whether or not you're having soccer practice tonight, you might have a couple of rain showers to contend with, but other than that, next couple of days look just great. Tuesday and Wednesday. Bring the storms back in Thursday. That 85, maybe too low. I could see numbers getting in the upper 80s there. Could be easy to get that warm before what looks like a dry weekend.
9 o'clock, you can find us for our podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise, on the Rochester First streaming app. A lot to talk about from our weekend, what was going on, and how about the fireworks everywhere in the neighborhood. We'll see you there. Your next local update on your TV at 7:25. CBS Mornings on the way at 7. Good show.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.